Previously in the Goth household, Don and Cassandra Lothario moved into their new residence shortly after getting married. On their very first day there, Don called up Nina Caliente, one of his many lovers, and invited her out on a date. While out, Don and Nina woohooed in a hot tub, which ended up in Nina getting pregnant. An unknowing Cassandra spotted the bouquet of flowers Nina left on their porch for her husband, but decided to forgive him for his betrayal. The very next day, however, Don called up his longtime obsession, Bella Goth, Cassandra's mother, and invited her over to the manor while Cassandra was at work. While there, Bella had what she thought was her very first woohoo with Don, and Cassandra ended up catching them in the middle of their second round. In an act of vengeance or of passion, Cassandra asked Darren Dreamer to come over and ended up woohooing with him, getting pregnant in the process. Morning sickness ensued, and she knew what she had to do. Cassandra divorced Don Lothario and booted him out of the manor, making it the Goth residence once more. But will it stay that way? Hey all, and welcome back to Season 2 of my Let's Play Pleasantview series. Today, in episode 12, we are going to be returning to the Goth family manor, where Cassandra has just divorced Don Lothario and is attempting to figure out what exactly to do about her upcoming pregnancy by Darren Dreamer. Let's get in there and find out. Here we are, back in the new Goth manor, with Cassandra reigning queen of her castle once more. She sits patiently and quietly as she watches her now ex-husband, Don Lothario, disappear into the distance, out of her life for good. And good riddance to that. Now, all she has to do is to figure out what to do about her current condition. Easier said than done. Well, in any case, she better tell Darren Dreamer she believes she may be pregnant. But first, she's going to head downstairs to get herself some food. She's feeling awfully hungry lately. She serves up some pumpkin bread, perfect for a goth on a lovely autumn day, and daintily forks it down. She's taken quite a liking to these breads. Can't say I blame her though, they do look rather tasty. After Cassandra finishes devouring 2 plates of bread, hey, she's pregnant. She tosses them into the dishwasher and puts away the platter of leftover pumpkin bread. It's now time for her to call up Darren Dreamer. She is going to invite him over to break the news to him gently. She wonders how he'll take it. He is, after all, now a middle-aged man with a nearly grown teenage son on his hands. Will a little one be too much for him? She'll find that out soon enough, as he is now on his way. Waiting, Cassandra decides to get her fun up a little by watching some television, smiling outwardly as she thinks of her divorce from Don. But enough happy thoughts. Darren has arrived to bring her all the happiness she needs. He seems a little bit confused as to where to go, but no worries, the gate swings open to guide his way to the correct destination. Cassandra turns off the TV while still merrily thinking about her divorce, something else she must tell Darren about, and rushes out to pounce on him in greeting. As Cassandra and Darren begin romancing each other, the Goth Manor receives an unwelcome guest. It's none other than her ex-husband, Don Lothario, who has come to steal Cassandra's newspaper right in front of them. This neighborhood is chock full of newspaper thieves right now. Darren and Cassandra don't mind Don's sneaky ways, however, instead heading inside for another infamous couch not-so-quickie. Take that, Don. I'm just gonna speed through this because, let's face it, we've all seen this plenty of times before, and we will see it plenty of times hereafter. Well, they've had their fun, and now that it's started raining, they're both heading over to the windows to voice their opinions on the weather. They're in agreement. It's fantastic. Cassandra has fallen prey to that pregnancy hunger once again, so she is going to whip them up some grandma's comfort soup. Not again with the counters. Cassandra, I insist you desist. Cassandra has finally, once again, taken notice of the empty countertop in the kitchen and begins prepping their meal and slicing her fingers. We really need to get her cooking skill up a bit more. 2 points is just not enough, neither for her job or for her poor fingers. Cassandra seasons and tastes her boiling pot of soup, ready to yank it off the stove as it dings in readiness when... Oh yeah, this is not good. And leave it to me to have forgotten the damn fire alarm. I try to send Cassandra to the phone to call emergency services, but that doesn't go over so well. I then finally get her to calm down enough to try and extinguish the flames, but oh Jesus Christ. I have a mod-in that makes fires about 100 times more dangerous than those boring old regular fires, so yeah, that doesn't work. I then cheat a bit and take control of Darren to call the fire department since he's been so busy playing the piano upstairs to notice the rampant kitchen fire. Well, he's noticed it now, and they have both caught on fire. Thank God the firefighters have just arrived to put them and the fire out. Of course, that doesn't stop these two from repetitively running directly into the fire multiple times during the process. This fire has literally already taken out half of the kitchen. This mod ain't playing around. It also takes the firefighters, along with Cassandra, forever to put the damn thing out, leaving in its wake pile after pile of ashy, sooty remains. You used to be counters, you used to be a table and chairs, you used to be... Immediately after the fire that could have put Mortimer's great pork chop disaster of 99 to shame, Cassandra receives her very first baby bump amidst trails of musty green stank. Lovely. She's also been placed on maternity leave, and trust me, she'll need plenty of time to get all those plummeted needs back up to par. Since there's so much cleanup to do in the kitchen, Darren offers to stay and help a newly showing Cassandra to clean up the many heaps of steaming ash that's scattered throughout most of the kitchen. It takes them hours to dispose of all the mess, hours of kneeling and sweeping and carrying before they even put a dent in it. But eventually, the very last pile has vanished into the void of their dustpans, and they're able to dispose of all the remnants in the trash can outside. Before Darren leaves, he's just going to clean himself up and... Cassandra, for God's sakes, you've woohooed with this man multiple times and are pregnant with this baby. What the hell? After he's finished, he plants a big ol' kiss on Cassandra and heads out for the night. It's well past midnight, so Cassandra too must head on up to bed and get her energy and comfort back up to where it should be. While she sleeps peacefully in the bedroom upstairs, I have some work to do. But first, let's all have a moment of silence for all the very expensive items lost in the fire earlier today. Ta-da! It's all back and ready for Cassandra when she wakes up in the morning with the inevitable morning munchies. I even remembered that nifty little fire alarm that I should have had in there to begin with.
Winning.
Cassandra wakes up well past sunrise. A first for her, but she was up well into the early hours, and goes about her morning. This time for breakfast, she's going to grab herself a tasty donut. Not sure how exactly she's prepping it, but whatever the case, it is prepped and ready for consumption. While she's eating, Don Lothario sneaks back onto her porch for another round of newspaper theft. Okay, Dr. Evil. Well, Cassandra does not have time to worry about a missing newspaper. She's just going to enjoy her donut, hop into the shower to get all squeaky clean, and get ready to fulfill a big want. Her aspiration took a huge hit from that fire last night, so I think it's only fair that she calls up the shelter and adopts herself a furry companion. We have two choices. We've got a dog who is a genius, halfway between hyper and lazy, friendly, aggressive, and halfway between pigpen and finicky. And then we have a cat who is also a genius, halfway between hyper and lazy, independent, halfway between cowardly and aggressive, and friendly. The cat also has learned behaviors, and I do feel like Cassandra would be a cat person, so we are going to choose Rudy. Ah, damn. I wish I would have seen that name before I accepted. Oh well. Rudy is on his way, and we need to set up house for him. Here we switched out the chess table for a bed, a bowl, and a little mouse toy. And in the corner of the living room, we've installed his restroom facilities. Just in time, too, for Rudy has arrived. The cop that brought him to her waltzes right into Cassandra's house, greets her, and leads her out to her newfound friend. Cassandra passes Mary Sue on the porch steps. I suppose she's come to check on her now that she's caught word of Cassandra's divorce. And, what the hell is this little bastard doing? He's shredding the sky globe. Let him have it, Cassandra. Well, they're getting off to a wonderful start. No matter, Cassandra's just going to greet Mary Sue, who has been waiting patiently, as Dawn strolls back onto the property. What are you doing, Dawn? Regretting your choices? Yeah, tell him, Rudy. Keep on a-walking, Dawn. Cassandra takes this time to start over on the right foot with Rudy, and they seem to now be getting along. She then goes for a chat with Mary Sue, but Mary Sue up and walks right past her on the porch steps.
Bye, have a great time.
Again, and goes to stare awkwardly at the cat. Finally, Cassandra catches up to her, and they both catch up with each other about the many things that are going on in their lives. Cassandra would have her over longer, but she has other business to attend to. She bids Mary Sue farewell and heads back inside to call up Darren. She invites him over, not just to meet her newly adopted pet Rudy, but also to finally have that long, serious talk about the baby that's now rather obviously on its way. Meanwhile, Rudy's just gonna chill out on his fluffy new bed. Ah, the difficult life of a cat. Darren arrives, and Cassandra again runs out to greet him. But before she can even get a word out...
Sepole, pueden decirlo. Clearna.
Oh, Father Silo. Oh, revivo.
And just like that, Cassandra is engaged again. Eat your heart out, Dawn. Cassandra is going to go serve them up something that can't possibly cause a fire. Some more delicious bread. Of course, she's the only one to eat it, but hey, at least no fire. After she's finished, Rudy comes to politely ask her for some grub as well, just as we get an ominous notice. Cassandra's pregnancy is not going smoothly. Cassandra needs to take more care of herself. Well, seeing as we also have a mod in here that can lead to miscarriage, we are going to have to take some severe precautionary measures. After Cassandra fills Rudy's bowl, she is going to ask Darren Dreamer to move into the Goth Manor with her. And, of course, Dirk is welcome here too. Darren agrees over a loving hug, and it doesn't take long for his son to walk from the Dreamer house to the Goth Manor. Cassandra would love to greet him, but unfortunately, she's much too tired and has to get herself into bed. Downstairs, Darren has taken quite a liking to Rudy. Where is Dirk? Outside with Lilith, of course. She's come to socialize. So that's what we're calling it now. Yep, Dirk has called Lilith over for a booty call. See, that ACR adjuster came to good use after all. After they greet each other, they head on inside for some lovin'. They head up the stairs and directly into Cassandra's bedroom? Oh no, 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 no. What are you doing, guys? Come on. Hopefully Cassandra stays asleep through all this. Well, whatever. I'm just gonna let them have their privacy. And finally, they're done. Alright, kids, you've defiled that sofa enough. Now, out with you. Meanwhile, downstairs, we are going to have Darren complete some tasks for Cassandra while she rests up. He's going to start off by paying all these bills. Then he's going to scrub the toilet and rid it of all that glowing green gunk. Next, he's going to pick up all those neglected dirty plates and throw them all in the dishwasher. And now, he's tired, so we're sending him up to bed to sleep with his longtime love and now fiancée, Cassandra Goth. Aww, look at him snuggle up with her. Such a cute couple. Dirk, though, is far from tired yet, and plays a game of slap you, slap me with Lilith for a while, before she too needs sleep, and bids him goodnight with a big old kiss. He may not be tired yet, but he is rather hungry, so he's going to go and fix himself up a sundae. Around this time, Cassandra awoke and began calling me over to show me her much bigger second baby bump, before waddling off to the bathroom, now wide awake. She just misses Dirk as he heads up and into the purple room, his new bedroom, intent on getting some kind of sleep, as tomorrow is a school day, and he needs to be rested to keep up those grades and get into college. Cassandra is going to go and get herself something to eat. Perhaps something new. Or a leftover plate of pumpkin bread. Well, it is filling, and Cassandra is rather fond of it, so why not? And now that she's eaten, we need to take care of some of those other fallen needs. First and foremost, the bathroom. Cassandra is then going to grab a sci-fi book from the bookcase to raise her fun up a little bit, thinking of her engagement to Darren between flipping pages and scrolling paragraphs. She reads for several hours before she again feels sleepiness creeping up on her, and she returns to her comfortable bed for another nice rest. Darkness gives way to sunrise, and now both Darren and Dirk, like clockwork, have awoken from their slumber. I am going to have both of them dress for the day ahead before tending to some of their missing credentials. And here we are, ready to give these two even more personality. Just as I have with Cassandra and Dawn, I am going to give both Darren and Dirk their secondary aspirations. I'm going to start with Dirk by giving him his full primary tree, and although I usually do calculate their aspirations, I've decided to forego that method if they possess a hidden aspiration. In Dirk's case, that would be knowledge. For Darren, I'll do the same, giving him his full knowledge tree before granting him his hidden aspiration, family, which is very fitting for him, I feel. I'm also going to use my trusty counterfeit diploma to give Darren a degree in art. I'm then going to randomize his GPA, and then I'm going to give him all of those extra want slots. Let's see what he rolls. A pretty nice mixture of both primary and secondary aspirations. I'm also going to change Dirk's hair because, I have to be honest here, I'm really not fond of the one he's sporting. Okay, and here he is with his fresh new haircut. Not a moment too soon either, as Dirk's school bus has just pulled up outside the Goth Manor. We are going to bid Dirk farewell for the next several hours. Hopefully he has another great day at school. I don't doubt that he will, though. He is an A+ student and very determined to succeed in life. During this time, Darren has decided to get himself an easel. A much more expensive one than the one he had at the old place, but he deserves it. He's a good man. It doesn't take him long to take brush to parchment, and he starts up a new, fresh painting. Cassandra has awoken to rampant mews and thrashing claws, so she is going down there to give Rudy a piece of her mind. Only,
Bye, have a great time.
he doesn't seem to want it, and scurries past her up the stairs. Nah, he isn't there anymore, Cassandra. Maybe she's checking out the damage. Well, she finally caught up with him and gave him a good scolding. Leave the furniture alone, cat. Now she's going down to get herself some leftovers. Cranberry nut bread this time. She may as well just live on bread at this moment. But she can't help it. She's frequently hungry now, and the bread, it's just so filling and readily available. Upstairs, Rudy eyes the toilet and... I'll be damned. He's using the freaking toilet. Good boy. Even though Darren's pretty invested in his painting right now, I'm going to have him take a really quick break just so he can go and praise Rudy. Yes, please, more of this good behavior. Less scratching up the furnishings. He finishes up his pats and scurries back to his painting. You can't halt inspiration once it's struck. Downstairs, Cassandra relaxes and gets that comfort and fun up with a nice TV marathon. At 1 p.m. on the dot, Dirk returns home with another good report card. And a friend. Melody Tinker, to be precise. Dirk quickly abandons his homework on his bedroom floor, his needs much too low for study right now, and goes downstairs to join Melody on the couch for some TV time. Darren has gained yet another skill point in creativity, and is only about halfway through his painting, but he's going to have to set down the watercolors for now. There is something he needs to do. He heads downstairs and calls up the headmaster. He's wanted to do this for Dirk for a long time now, but was always too afraid that he'd end up getting denied. All those bills and cheap decorations are sacrilege in the headmaster's eyes. But now, maybe he can finally pull it off. As he waits anxiously for the headmaster, we are going to have him put away that plate of leftover bread and recycle that musty old newspaper that's been discarded onto the floor. While Cassandra heads upstairs and fixes up the bedroom blankets. They need this place looking its best if they're to impress the headmaster. Eddy Sims knows how difficult he can be. They finish up just as the headmaster pulls up to the lot. BJ the headmaster has arrived for dinner. Good luck. You should prepare a tasty dinner and show BJ a good time. Maybe you could give BJ a tour of the house? Also, when the hell did Lilith get here? She's not getting on so well with Dirk's friend, is she? Well, Darren can't worry about that right now. He's got BJ to impress. He quickly asks him if he'd like a tour of the manor, and the headmaster excitedly agrees. A tour of your home would be lovely. It will help me judge whether you are a family worthy of association with our institution. Ugh, what a stuff bag. Well, first up is the living room. BJ likes the looks of it, so it's on to the next, the kitchen. He is, again, impressed. Next up is the dining room, which is filled with extravagant decor. And, of course, just as expected, he loves it. The final room Darren is going to show him will be the music hall. With that extremely expensive piano and easel, BJ is sure to love it. And he certainly does. Thanks for the tour. It was great to get to see the house. Next, we are going to get Cassandra, who is just taking a little nap, to head downstairs and cook up some dinner for everyone. Even though she doesn't have very many cooking skill points under her sleeve, a few is better than none. Of course, Darren has run in right in front of her to stuff his face. Well, you know what? This is your fault, buddy, so you make the gumbo. Ah, Jesus. I hope he doesn't burn down the kitchen. He's seasoning. It's stinging. And he burned it. Well, it's too late to do anything else about it now. Dinner's up, BJ. He joins Darren and Lilith and... Oh, thanks, Lilith. And even Cassandra decides to head in for a bowl of gumbo and small talk. Even though it's burned to hell, they all seem to be enjoying themselves. Let's hope BJ here enjoys himself enough to get our son into private school. Oh, come on, we're only 2 points away and we are running out of time. Get in there and start schmoozing, Darren. Darren goes through with his fatherly duty and... Yes! Dirk is in! Woo! The headmaster is impressed with your family. Dirk just got into private school. Hell yeah! Not that Dirk is aware of the situation, but he'll know Monday when he's whisked off to a different school. Well, BJ must leave now. His cynical gaze now no longer needed. Of course, he isn't the only sim that needs to haul it on back home. Cassandra bids farewell to Melody and Lilith, as it's getting rather late, and she doesn't want their families to worry about them. She's then going to clean up what used to be the couch. Thank you, Rudy. I've never met a cat this destructive in my entire life. She's then going to need a little snack before heading off to bed, and yes, I know, it's going to be the bread. Cassandra begins munching it down when she suddenly stands and... I think it's time.
Woohoo!
Yes, it is. It is time. Cassandra has gone into labor. It's baby time, guys. I cannot wait to see what they look like.
It's a cab flown nobbin. Huh? What? Sibling? Ramlatige!
Oh, it's a boy! Oh, look how cute he is! I'm going to name him... Damien. Darren Dreamer. And just look at this little guy. He is adorable. He looks to me just like his mother Cassandra, but with freckles. And that is where we leave the episode tonight. Cassandra Goth and Darren Dreamer got engaged. Darren and Dirk Dreamer have moved into the Goth mansion. Dirk finally got his chance and was accepted into private school. And Cassandra has finally had her firstborn child with her fiancé, Darren. Which makes this a residence for dreamers after all. Thank you all so much for watching. Please be sure to give this video a like if you enjoyed it, leave a comment for any questions or suggestions you might have, And subscribe to the channel if you want more juicy Sims 2 drama in your daily routine. Be sure to join me for episode 13 when we return to the Goth household and wrap up their round. Spooky Day is fast approaching, but will a wedding be as well? Until next time, guys. See ya!